Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, is there trouble in paradise? I wonder, as the boys no longer listen to their master, the dog is no longer listening to the whistle of its owner. As guys, I bring you this. Answers what Fashola told Buhari about Lekki Tollgate shooting during FAC meeting. Fashola, of course, senior advocate of Nigeria, a senior lawyer, and he can read the writing on the wall, you see, because he knows that Yoruba people are not letting this go, and they are taking account of the people involved, and of course there's life beyond 2023. So he now has to decide where his loyalties lie, with the Malamis or with his people. Again, the headline answers what Fashola told Buhari about Lekki Tollgate shooting during FAC meeting. So now let's now see what conversation took place between the SAN and the Malami. Ministers from the southwest region of Nigeria have urged the federal government to probe the role of the military in the shooting of protesters at Lekki Tollgate on Tuesday, October the 20th. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, disclosed this whilst answering questions from State House correspondents at the end of this Wednesday's Federal Executive Council presided over President Muhammadu Buhari. Fashola said he briefed the council on behalf of his colleagues on how they executed the presidential directives that ministers should visit their states and state governors. On the shooting at the Lekki Tollgate, Fashola added, "We also urged the federal government to undertake a thorough investigation into what happened in the Lekki Toll Plaza, particularly the role of the military, and ensure that the outcome is made public with a view of achieving closure on the matter." According to Fashola, ministers from the southwest also asked the federal government to actively seek and support the process of justice for all and ensure that anyone apprehended and identified to be involved in the perpetration of the carnage be speedily brought to justice and fairly tried. So this is now Fashola's position on the Lekki Tollgate, and this is a man, of course, these are weighted words, by the way, quoted in elegant language, so you have to read between the line. So the first instructive note is that the Fashola group have now, let's just tag them under that banner. I'm not saying essentially that there is a Fashola group, but the first instructive note is to say that these people have spoken to the federal government. So you are saying these people have spoken to the federal government. So who are these people? Well, these are senior ministers within the governing body. So who is the federal government and who are these people? So they are sitting themselves now outside of the federal government to be able to address the federal government. So who are these people addressing the federal government? Well, it's the ministers from the southwestern region of the country that are addressing the federal government. So who are they addressing? They are addressing Malam Buhari and the people who make these decisions. So if they are exempting themselves and they are stepping out of the inner caucus of that decision making, then that tells you then that the caucus that does make the decision is to the exclusion of even the most senior of ministers of the federation. So this now lends itself, of course, to that Fulanization agenda that we're all clear on now, that is going on within the Nigerian space. But more important, and just another element before I just move on from that point, it is also instructive to note that the ministers that collected to speak on this matter were ministers from the southwest. So the incident at the Lekki Tollgate, does it not equally aggrieve the ministers from Kano, Kaduna, etc., Jigawa, Sokoto, etc.? Does it not aggrieve them? And if it does not aggrieve them, then why does it not aggrieve them? If it doesn't aggrieve them, then you can extrapolate from that they feel that it's not their immediate concern, because their immediate concern, of course, would then lend itself to what happens in their region, because in their region, of course, if anything in terms of insurgency happens, they are quick to the media Nigeria, and in the southwest now, we are now having to contend against the weight of the states, and we're now weighing back against the states. So this now speaks to that language of restructuring again, because anytime that anything happens within the Nigerian space, it does nothing but highlight the need for that country to restructure. The NSAS upsurge, the NSAS protest, they started and essentially ended within the southern regions. Yes, you had some skirmishes in Kaduna, Kano, thereabouts, just rascals taking advantage, but it was an essentially southern initiative that happened within the southern space. Now, that is not to say that there's no solidarity from the northerners, but it is not their immediate concern. The southerners are saying end SARS, and the northerners are saying you can end SARS in your region, but please send them down to our region because we have a need for them there. So that again speaks to the plurality. I wouldn't even say plurality, but I'll say the divided nature of the Nigerian landscape, because the needs of different regions are essentially different. The sort of policing that we require in the southern region is entirely and completely different from the sort of policing that they require in the northern regions. So it's quite clear, and the northerners have said it themselves, and the southerners have said it as well. And this saying has all happened within this NSAS phenomenon that we've just experienced. The sort of policing that we need in the southern regions is a more sophisticated, more people-centric, more cooperative sort of policing, because we are very condensed within a confined space, and we live cheek by jowl, and we need the police that can engage with the people in a civilized manner so that the people can engage with them equally in a civilized manner, and together then, because they say policing is for everyone, security for everyone. This is how it can happen within that southern region, because we live in such close quarters and there are so many of us condensed into a tiny space. So we need a sort of policing that understands the landscape, and we need a sort of policing that understands the culture and the need of the region. So this is the policing that we need. We don't need somebody just brandishing AK-47, charging down the road, flogging people and kicking people and throwing them off two-story buildings, because this is one of the reports that we're hearing. This is one of the complaints that's been lodged with the Lagos State panel. All these tales of woe is just heart-wrenching stuff that people are coming to tell the panel that they've experienced in the hands of the Nigerian police force. So this is not the sort of policing that we need in the southern region. We need a completely different sort of dynamic in terms of the policing, more sophisticated, more elegant, better trained. But the sort of policing that they need in the northern regions is essentially the sort of policing that we're experiencing in the southern regions. The northern regions, they need a more iron fist sort of approach, because that is their own mode of mindset, that is their modus of being, that is how they are. They need a firm hand, they need that sort of hierarchical, that sort of patriarchal, that sort of deferential, that sort of rank-a-day sort of mindset. And that is not the mindset in the south, especially in Yoruba region, because in Yoruba region they are argumentative, they have an opinion and they want to express it. So the policing is different, the people are different, and the policing has to be tailored to the need of the environment that is taking place. So it is absolutely pointless to pick a man off the streets of Maiduguri or Kebbi or wherever, take him to somewhere in Katsina to go and train him on policing, and then send him to Ibadan, to Onitsha, to Lagos to go and police the landscape. That is just complete madness. There's absolutely no reasoning behind that other than to send that person down as an occupying force, as an invader, as an act of cruelty, and to weigh down on the people. And this has been the experience. So this is the other dynamic, and the Fasholas and co now are saying that, look, yes, we are doing minister, but after minister, I want to be able to go to my farm in Ekiti land, in Ikorodu, etc., and mix amongst my people. And to mix amongst your people, you have to have an established relationship. And if your name is then attached to Lekki Tollgate, then you might as well stay at Abuja, and when Malam Buhari is packing his bags, you pack your bag too, and then follow him down to Daura, because you are no longer welcome in Yoruba land. So they are trying to extricate themselves now from the situation that happened, and thus they are highlighting the fact that they have taken it upon themselves to confront the Malamis. Conversations in the comment section, the penny is starting to drop with these people. The Fulanization agenda, even the dollars that they are collecting now, is not now enough to insulate them from what is happening to their people. Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section, but before you come share those thoughts, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, come join me then in the comment section. Come tell me what you're making of this now public revelation that Fashola has made. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say